Hi everyone and welcome to Valley Crafty Corner. Kind of going back to the way I did the project life for week 10. For week 11 and 12 I just kind of went through and showed you the finished result, but for week 10 I kind of went through the whole process of getting everything together and kind of making a final product, but it would just kind of jumped a few steps because I didn't want it to be so long. So I thought, since you guys kind of saw how I got everything all set up with the binder and then the little plastic cases that I keep my pictures and everything in, I would just kind of jump into so you can kind of see how I kind of figure the rest of it out. So excuse this piece, but it's the armband that I got from the hospital, and it's got my last name here, and I don't feel comfortable sharing that. There's some of my really close friends on YouTube that know my last name, so that's the only reason why that's covered. So I have these all divided up, and I'm not exactly 100% sure how they're going to go, and this week is completely congested because it is Easter, and of course Easter means family. So there might be a 4x6 insert in here just to kind of make everything fit in without it being too congested. But we're going to see what we can come up with first before I start doing that. So of course I have these two big 4x6 photos. This one I might just leave out and just do a scrapbook page because I'm kind of liking how the rest of this fits in. I might do a little bit of tweaking by moving some of these things around. You know, maybe something like that. That's our turkey dinner, something to that effect. And then maybe something to like that. So anyway, that's kind of the general setup, and so we're going to go into looking at cards. So I'm going to stop the video here and come back and show you the cards that I've picked out, and I'll explain maybe why I've picked those. So we're going to stop here and I'll be right back. Okay, so these are the papers that I chose. So I'm going to put my title on this piece here. I have these 4x6 cards that I picked up from a scrapbook place in Edmonton just the other day. I know I kind of broke my scrapbook shopping rule. These are from this and this is from the Glitz, I think it's called Madly in Love or something like that, or True Love or something like that, from one of their 4x6 cutout sheets, and it's got like 3x4s on there as well. So those are from there. I also used this one is a like star pattern. I know this isn't star, but it's a really dark blue which kind of pops this picture of this sunrise. And this one here, I just really like the hearts because this is my scrapbooking room, and I just kind of remodel, well, I wouldn't say remodel, but I destashed a whole bunch of stuff and kind of put everything away so that I have a little better configuration in my scrapbook room. So that's that. These two are from the same day. I wanted to add a little bit of pop of color so you guys could see my sparkly bracelet that the hospital gave me, which I still have on, and I have to wear it until I go for my surgery. So if you're ever wondering why I'm wearing the hospital bracelet, it's because I can't take it off. All of my records, my medical records, are attached to this barcode, so I can't take it off. So anyway, that's going to be a little story about that day. So I chose this journal card, and this is going to go at the bottom. I'm just going to attach it, and I'm just going to write my little story in here. This is some sloppy joes that we made the other day, and I got the recipe off of Pinterest. And this is actually a 3x3 picture, so I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit just to make sure I can get it to fit on. I'll probably cut it down to maybe 2.5 by 2.5, just so it's a little square and it sits on there a little better. And then I have my dirty truck from when it came out west. So I just have this. I might add some paper, pattern paper behind that. And then this picture here, I chose this card that we got from the Studio Calico kit. It could have been for April. I'm not sure. But it's a FaceTime picture that I got off of my phone when my sister and I were FaceTiming each other for the first time. And it was my little niece, and she's laying down on the floor, and she was just so cute. I just love her to bits. And then these pictures here are from Easter time at my brother's place. We went there in the morning, and I wanted a pop of green because I have green over here, and then I have green here, so I kind of wanted to balance it off. And then again, I have the yellow with this piece of paper here, some yellow here, and then some yellow here, just to balance it out. And then I've got some black going on to kind of just tone everything down, and then I have the pinks, the 3 pinks. So it kind of balances out everything. And of course, this is a 4x6 photo. This picture is covered by this really tiny camera print. So that picture is going to go on there. And then I really like these pink doilies off of this one, and this is the back side. So that's going to be my journaling. This is going to be my journaling for Easter. Like, this is Sunday, but this is Friday, so I thought I could kind of compile like the Sunday and the Friday all into these 2 journaling spots. And then we watched a movie on pay-per-view, so we watched The Hobbit, so I thought I would give my kind of review on The Hobbit. And then this is the end of the month for March, because I didn't get any pictures so far for March for my house. And I'm trying to take a picture of the front of my house once a month, so I can kind of get a good idea of, the changing of the season. And just to give you guys an idea, okay, today is April the 12th. Tomorrow I'm going to take a picture because we are supposed to get 20 centimeters of snow, which is like over half a foot. And of course, because it's warm, it's heavy, wet snow. So it's not going to be an awesome weekend. But we're like at the 12th of April, and we're supposed to get a big dump. But anyway, I will take a picture of that, and I will show you when we get into that week. So that's this layout here. So then my next step is to kind of go in and figure out what sorts of embellishments I want to use. So I kind of just put one page aside for the time, just so that you guys can kind of see what I'm working on here. So I'm going to kind of pull in some embellishments and some titling and some like letter stickers, and then you can kind of see my thought process going through to the next step. Okay, so I'm sure you can see this jumbled mess on my desk now. But typically what I like to do is just kind of, I have like my little Project Life little bin right here, which I'm sure I've shown you guys. I don't want to pull it completely out, but I usually throw all the little tidbits in the front little tray. So I usually kind of like move some stuff over, and I'll put them up in here so I can just kind of rifle through and look at them. And now I'm just kind of like pulling out some of the other little tabs and stuff like that to see if there's any of those that I want to use. Maybe some of them. The sequins, which maybe there's a little pocket thing there. So I'm just going to throw these tabs and stuff like that up at the top so that they're off of the pictures. And like things that I don't want to use, I'll put back in that tray up there. The other things that I pulled out, some geotags, just because I went to Edmonton. So I pull those out if we usually go somewhere. I pulled out these thickers, which are the journal thickers from Amy Tangerine. These are from our sketchbook line. And I pulled out the black ones just to pull out a little bit more black that's in these little journal cards. I always pull out these little tag pieces that I have from the printables from Studio Calico, and I always pull those out because they're nice to put on the photos for journaling. And these are just like a whole bunch of extra pieces that I have from different collections just to use them up. So I always pull those out. And I always usually have my Distress black ink out, and I don't have it out yet, but I usually have my StazOn, or I'll have the waterproof black ink from Ranger as well. I have my Slick Writer, and then I have my Precision pen, and I usually use the 3. That's the typical one that I go to. Or 0.03, I guess it is. I always have my Pebbles date stamp. I also have my other date stamps up here, the ones that have like sayings on them. So that's what I also have out. I pulled out 2 washies, this multicolor one and this one that's got a whole bunch of different sayings on them. Just because there's a lot of different colors in the scrapbook pages, I thought maybe a multicolor one would look really well. So I pulled out those 2. I might go to my stash, which is over here. But those are the 2 ones that I pulled out. Now, the other thing that I typically pull out is stamps. I generally don't stamp too much on scrapbook pages, but I find I stamp a lot on Project Life. So I pulled out the Amy Tangerine, this new one from her Yes Please line. There's just some pieces in there that I thought would look really nice, like this love and this arrow and this camera and stuff like that. I'm not sure if I'll use them, but I like that. This is my favorite stamp set for Project Life from Studio Calico. It's got a lot of cute little sayings on there and very generic, so I really like that. I don't think I'll use this one. I pulled it up, but I don't think I'll use it. This is another one I use lots of, and it's the Kelly Perky stamp set exclusively for 2 Peas in a Bucket. And I pulled this one out too because I do have some food things there, and it's got like a whole bunch of different things, and it's from Studio Calico. I pulled out this one from Myro because it's got some photo pieces on it. This one is from Studio Calico for the April Project Life kit, so I pulled that out as well. This is from the March kit, and it's got the days of the week, and I like this one for the days of the week because they're so small. And it wasn't a big long block, but I just cut it up so that I can use them individually. And then I try to pull out some stamps that I haven't either A, used for a long time, or that I haven't used at all and I feel like I should. So I have these 2 Ellie Edwards stamps. So I just thought I would pull those out and see if I can use them. And then I also have this one, and it's got a whole bunch of like appointment on here, which I thought would go well for that one. And here's the story, we do, we say, that sort of thing. So I pulled that one out as well. So there might be some other things that are pulled in, but that's pretty much the general feel as to what's going to happen for right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a few things down, and then I'm going to come back and kind of explain to you what we're doing, or I'll show you kind of one of the cards that I'm going to do and kind of go from there. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. Okay, so one of the things that I've done already is just attach this piece down. And in my stamps there was this one, and it's from the March stamp kit, and it's got mood, time, AM, PM. Well, because this particular photo was super early in the morning, I want to document the time just because it was a sunrise. So I'm going to stamp that with the StazOn ink so it goes right on top of the photo. And then I'm going to take my Slick Writer, and I'm going to put mood, tired. I'll put extremely. And then I'm going to put 7:30 a.m. because that's what time the sun came up. So that's going to be that card. I might add a few more, tabs or something to that, but that's how it's going to be. Just because there's so much skyline here, I can stamp on directly onto that photo, and it's not going to be bothering any too much of that photo. So that's that card. Then I'm going to attach this piece down. And just kind of get it centered. This piece, I can attach this down as well. And here's where I just kind of like start attaching the pieces that, you know, I know aren't going to be moved. And then I'm going to attach this piece down. And then this piece here, I'm going to trim it down, and then I'll come back and maybe I'll have a few more things done. Okay, so I did that part, and I did find this little piece here that says Hello Sunshine. So I'm just going to leave that little piece there for right now and move on to my title card, because I kind of figured out what I wanted to do. So I found this Live Your Life little tag piece. So that's going to go up here, and then I have this wood veneer piece that came in the kit for March, so that's going to go there. I already have my title set up, so that's going to go across here. But I thought it would be nice to add a little bit of this kind of greeny teal kind of color. So I'm going to stamp this. It says Tell Your Story, and it's one of those Ali Edwards stamps that I had pulled out. So excuse my head for a minute. I'm going to stamp that there. And then I use the Hero Arts Tide Pool ink. So that's what I use. So then I'm going to start sticking this other stuff down. And I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive to this one. And I might actually add a little bit of washi tape underneath it, actually. Just because it looks like washi tape stamped on that particular piece. And I think I'm going to put it up here, and I'll have to trim a little bit of that off. Alright, so that's that, and then I'm going to come in with my title, and I just used those black stickers, like I had said I was going to, and I'm just going to put them right along this line. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what that card looks like. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know why, but my video camera is kind of being a little bit difficult right now. It doesn't want to zoom out, so everything's kind of really congested right here. So I'm just going to have to deal with it for right now. So I did a few things while I was kind of like off screen, I guess we will say. So I did this title card, and I added this little piece here that I said there wasn't some washi behind it. And I added this stamp, and that is from the Ali Edwards, which I stamped. And then I added this card, added those, and I also added this week 13. For this one here, it kind of felt like it had a little bit of washi kind of going on underneath the photo. So all I did was just add these mini market stickers, because I put scrapbook room love. And then up here I put photographed on, and then I just put about how I was reorganizing my scrapbook room. And then I did a couple other things. I did this one here where I did some of the journaling. This one here I backed with some washi tape here, and then I stamped. That important stamp is actually this one here, and this is from the Studio Calico kit for April. And then I just put some, oh, it's just falling off here. I might have to add some more glue, but put some of these little tiny stickers that we got in the last month's Studio Calico kit underneath it. So it's important and it's lovely, and that's just because of the armband that I'm wearing. Like, isn't it lovely kind of thing? So that's that. That's pretty much the top part that I've gotten done so far. I was just going to move on to this piece here. I was just going to add, I just added some washi tape underneath that particular photo. And it's going to say Sloppy Joe Night. And actually, before I do that, I want to stamp the date just so that I remember the date. And I believe that was the 27th, and it was. So I'm just using some VersaFine ink in the black, just because it's really a sharp black. I've just been experimenting with some different black inks for right now, and that's just my own personal thing. And I'm going to use the same alpha as I did on this one, except I'm going to put the black ones. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back, and I might have some other things done. Okay, so I had those 3 cards left to finish up so that I could throw them into the page protectors. So I had this one here, and the only thing I did to it was add this little Hello Sunshine piece here. And it was in this little square piece, and I just used a hole punch and punched it out with a 1-inch circle punch. So that was that one. This one I did add a little bit more to it. I added some scrap paper, and I added some Amy Tangerine Yes Please paper, and it was a whole 12 by 12 piece of paper, and it had a whole bunch of these little die cut pieces. So I wanted to add another little bit of color pop behind the photo just to give it a little bit of depth. And then took a Oh Snap label, and I put on with these Studio Calico stickers, Dirty Truck Thursday, because that'll probably be what my truck looks like every Thursday from now on. Just because it's starting to melt, and the roads out west are all gravel, so they get really mucky and yucky. So that'll probably be a norm for me. I just thought I would document the first part of my truck getting really muddy. Then this card here, because it was black and because it had this kind of chalkboard effect on it, I wanted to kind of leave it like a chalkboard effect. So the only thing I added was this little washi tape here that says today. And then I heat embossed this March 28th with some Stamp Pandas embossing powder, and it's called the Detail Fine in its opaque white. Or Detail White Opaque, it says. And then I just used my Signal, or my Uniball Signal white pen to journal in on that. And it just adds a different look than what, I normally do. So now we're going to move on to the second page. So I know I have to put those pieces back in the page protector, so I'll do that later. But I thought I'd move on. So this is what the second page is going to look like. So I'm going to pause the video here, and then I'm going to come back and kind of get some things together and show you what we're going to do next. Okay, so I got a few more things set up how I want them to be. Like this card here, I added some washi tape, and I added a label, and I added those stickers, these ones here, and I added some hearts that I stamped in the Hero Arts bubblegum ink. And some washi tape under that. I don't know if I said that or not. This one here is pretty much done. I'm just going to add a few other things to it, which I'll show you in a minute. I have added some Arrow washi tape, and then this was again from those little die cut pieces from the Amy Tangerine paper. It says Hello Adventure, which I thought fit really well with the movie The Hobbit, which we watched on Sunday. So that's going to be there. I attached the cards down, and I attached all the pictures down. This one here is done. So I put silly together because me and my nephew were being totally silly, and to get him to be in the picture, I had to kind of be like crazy auntie and get him to be in the picture. So he was laughing the whole time. And then just stamped the date on top and added a flare badge, and then the veneer stars. So then on these two pieces, I'm just going to kind of do like my Easter Saturday. I guess it's not, I would call it Easter Saturday, because we usually do a lot of our stuff on Easter Saturday, because it's too hard for people to get together on Sunday and then have to work the next day. And usually Good Friday, it's still kind of chaotic because it's kind of technically a Saturday, I would say. In my brain, I think like it's Saturday. So this Easter Saturday is usually when we have our Easter day. So I thought I would write everything that we did for that Saturday, which is these pictures. And then I thought I would write about Easter Sunday. My sister sent me this picture. Well, actually, I got it off of Facebook of the kids at Easter time, of her kids at Easter time. So I thought I would just kind of, write about that a little bit. And then that is pretty much it. So then I will show you the completed layout when I get back. So just hang on 1 second. Okay, so I finished everything up. I showed you this card here. This one here, the only thing I'm going to do to it, and I forgot to just snip this side here, is I just added this little tag that says family on here. So then I just put Easter Saturday and the stuff that we did. And then I put this today is from the Ali Edwards stamp set. I've had this in my stash for quite some time, and this is the first time I've used it. So I honestly felt really good to pull out a stamp set to get it used up. So I used this actually and this. So this today and this everyday, both from the same stamp set. So I was really glad that I could get that used up. So this one, I just kept it pretty plain. I just put the Easter with those stickers and then stamped this Saturday in the Tide Pool ink. I added a little bit of a wood veneer clip onto this photo because this photo talks about this, so I didn't feel like it needed anything else. And then for this Hobbit one, I just added some green washi tape. Instead, I just felt it needed to pull a little bit more green into this particular layout, and then I stamped watching and then the date. So that is pretty much it. So I'm just going to put these back into the sleeves, and then I'll show you the completed layout. Okay, so this is the finished 12 by 12, I guess what you would call it, like the Project Life spread for this week. So as you can see, and sorry about the glare here, I tried to pick up on the colors that, were kind of present in the kit. Like as I started laying everything out, I had a yellow up here. I wanted to put a yellow somewhere down here. And then I started getting into some greens and some pinks, so I wanted to just kind of balance everything out so that there was a little bit of a flow. And I know I've said before that I don't really care too much about it matchy-matchy, but sometimes I really like to have a little bit of a better feel to it, and especially when I'm using certain pieces that I know don't match the Oh Snap collection, because this is a little bit more of a dusty pink, and the pinks that are in the Oh Snap collection, they are a bright pink, so I knew they wouldn't go. So I kind of keep that in mind when I start to look at some of the papers that I'm using in the kit. So with that in mind, that is the Scrapbook Project Life layout. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be glad to help. Thanks for watching. Bye.